Equivalent statements. By definition, there are two statements that are equivalent if both statements have the exact same truth values in the entry columns of the truth tables. This wide double-sided arrow denotes equivalent statements. So all we're going to do is do a couple of examples. Maybe just one example. We're going to do just one example. And we're going to determine if the following statements are equivalent. So what that means is we're going to find the truth values for each of these. So I've already got the columns set up for you with the PQ and their possible truth value combinations. Now the last column we're going to put the actual statement. Now hopefully I've linked other videos to this one to remind you of truth values, and if I haven't, hopefully I've pointed out what the truth values are. So in order to get to this, we need to break down some of this to make it easier to find. So I'm going to do first, I'm going to select the order of operations. I'm going to look inside the parentheses first, and I'm going to find the squiggly P first. And then from there, I can find the squiggly P. Let me write a little bit better. The squiggly P arrow Q. If not P, then Q. So we got not P, and then if not P, then Q. And once I have that one, then I can find the answer column by finding the not of this column. So let's do the third column. The not P is just going to take the number 1, the P columns, and change all those truth values. So we're going to have false, false, true, true. Because we did have true, so not P is false, true is false. False becomes true, and false becomes true. Now this is an if-then statement, that's arrow. Now what we're going to do, we're going to use 3 to 2. So we're going to go from 3 to 2. So we're looking from right to left, not P to Q. Now this, the if then, the arrow, is only false if true false. So we're going to read from 3 to 2, right to left. So false to true is true. False to false is true. True to true is true. True to false. That's the only time that the if then is false. And once we have that column, all this last column, by the way, this is our fourth column, and all this last column is, it's nothing but not for. See that? All of this was in our fourth column. So the squiggly means we're going to change all these truth values to the opposites, or to the not. So if it's not true, then it's going to be false. Not true is false. Not true is false. Not false is true. So this fifth column is our answer column. So this is the column we're going to look at to determine if equivalent or not. So now let's go to this other statement that we're going to look at. We have to find the truth values for. We have our first two columns already supplied for us, given to us. I need to find what squiggly P or not P is, and I also need to find what not Q is. And once I have those two, I can find the and of those two columns. So I'm going to find 3, 4, and then the fifth column is going to be nothing but 3 and 4. That's what we're doing. This one won't be as bad for 3 and 4 anyway, because the squiggly P is a not P, so instead of true, true, false, false, we're going to have false, false, true, true. And if Q is true, false, then not Q is going to be false, true, false, true. Now we come to the and. And is only true if both are true. Got that? And is true if true, true. So if it's false, false, then that's a false statement. False, true is a false statement. True, false is false. True, true is true. So what we're going to do now is look at the last column. Up here we have false, 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 true. And the last column is the answer column, by the way, in these examples. So we have false, 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 true. And then for this statement, we have false, 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 true also. So with that in mind, these two are equivalent. If any of these values is different, if just one, then they're not equivalent. They have to be the exact same. False, 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 true in that order. False, 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 true.